It's been 24 years since the first part of Toy Story series was released. It can't be denied that not only kids are attracted by this series, but even us. The young adults also feel excited while watching it. Toy Story does play an important part in our childhood. If you love the series so much, then don't worry. We've got some amazing news for you. Toy Story 4 was released on 21st of June 2019. And to celebrate this amazing event, 10 takers will show you some amazing things that you might not know about this series. Tom Hanks' brother, Jim Hanks, is also the voice of Woody. As we all know, Tom Hanks is one of the biggest stars of Hollywood with many different projects coming in a wave.
Name's Bo Peep.
Bo Peep? Oh yes, I know Bo.
Whenever this happened, his brother Jim replaced him and did a job for him in Toy Story series. This was confirmed when Tom was on an interview from the Graham Norton Show in 2011.
Is that you?
No, it's my brother Jim.
Is it really?
Billy Crystal was the first choice to voice Buzz Lightyear. Billy is famous for being the voice of Mike Wazowski, one of the most favorite characters from Pixar's Monsters, Incorporated. But do you know that he could have been Buzz Lightyear too? Disney asked him and then he declined. And later, after the movie was released, he admitted that it had been one of the biggest regrets in his entire career. Do you think that it was lucky or not when he refused to take the role? Josh Whedon was also one of the producers of the film. Josh Whedon, the director of The Avengers, one of the greatest superheroes movies ever, is also a part of the Toy Story project. He was the one that came up with one of the greatest lines from Pixar movies universe that Buzz Lightyear said to Woody. "You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity." The meme for this line is numerous.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
He also showed his talent at a very young age by creating the character that everyone loves, the neurotic dinosaur Rex. The reasons for Andy's dad absence.
Hey, Woody. Woody?
We have read a lot of theories about the reason why Dad was not in the movies. Some of those are very interesting, but sadly none of them is true. The real reasons for the absence are: Andy's father has never been relevant to the story. This fact was shared by the director, Lee Unkrich, in 2010. The other reason is actually very simple. The making of a human character was very expensive, and it was also difficult to do at the time. So the producing team decided not to include Dad in the movie.
Hey, wow!
What? What is it?
Woody! Buzz!
The animators actually turned themselves into toy soldiers.
A good soldier never leaves a man behind.
To nail the special way that the toy soldiers walk around, the animators took wooden boards, strapped them to their feet, and tried to move just like the toy soldiers for one day. Eventually, this really worked out, right? The dog Slinky was voiced by two different actors. This movie marks one of Jim Varney's last role. He was the voice of Slinky, the dog in both the original Toy Story and in its sequel. Unfortunately, he died only 3 months after the sequel was released because of cancer. This caused the producers of the movie to go in search of someone to replace him for the upcoming Toy Story 3. They ultimately decided on a good friend of his, Blake Clark.
Not now, Slink. I got some bad news.
Bad news?
Don Rickles couldn't make it for Toy Story 4. Unfortunately, Don Rickles died 2 years ago, but Mr. Potato Head is still in the latest Toy Story. So how did they do it? Well, they don't find another actor to be the voice for this character. Instead, the studio used the voice of him that they had recorded in the last 3 movies, and the relevance to have him in this film. Nobody can replace him. Toy Story 4 director Josh Cooley shared,
What are you looking at, feathers?
"A whole company is saved by the movie.
And ice cream castles in the air.
Just to be clear, the company that we are talking about is definitely not Disney, Pixar, or any other Hollywood studios. Back in those days, Ohio Art Company was about to declare bankruptcy. This is a company which majors in toys production. Thanks to the portrayal of Etch-a-Sketch in Toy Story, the sale increased about 20% and the company was saved miraculously."
Was kidnapped. Exhibit B.
Toy Story is in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Friends.
No, she literally made a new friend.
The animated film broke a record for being the first featured-length computer-animated movie ever made. According to Guinness Book of World Records, Toy Story's initial success has had a huge knock-on effect on the subsequent film in this field. It signaled the end of cell animation, which degraded in value and of importance following the film's release. So much so that Disney Animation Studio have moved away from the process entirely.
Air isn't toxic. How dare you open a spaceman's helmet?
All of Toy Story 2 was almost deleted because of just one line of code.
Buzz, we've got to get Forky.
The creators almost lost the entire film. According to Mental Floss, Pixar co-founder Ed Catmull wrote in his book that Toy Story 2 was almost entirely deleted with just one line of code. First, Woody's hat disappeared. Then his boots. Then he disappeared entirely, wrote Catmull in his book. Whole sequences, poof, were deleted from the drive. Fortunately, a technical director who was working from home had a backup copy of the film with her. Thanks to that, we even have the 4th installment of this wonderful series.
That's where Forky is being kept.
How do we get that key?
Well, that was our top 10 interesting facts about Toy Story series. If you have any other interesting things about this franchise, don't hesitate to share and consult with us at the comment section. This is 10 Takers, and thank you for your support. We will be back soon with more news.